Welcome to this guide on the one-sample proportion test. Today, we are going to break down the z-test formula used for proportions, making it easy to understand and apply. Whether you are a student or just curious about statistics, this video will help you understand how we test claims about populations using sample data. So, what exactly is a proportion test? It is a statistical method used to check if a sample proportion, which we call P-hat, is significantly different from a population proportion, called P-naught. This is incredibly useful in the real world for validating claims, analyzing survey results, or performing quality control checks in manufacturing. Here is the z-test statistic formula we will be using. It might look a bit complex, but it is just a fraction. The numerator compares our sample to the hypothesis, and the denominator normalizes that difference using the standard error. Let us break down each part to see what it really does. First, let us look at the top part of the fraction. We have P-hat and P-naught. P-hat is your sample proportion, the actual data you collected. P-naught is the hypothesized population proportion, the value we assume is true under the null hypothesis. For example, if we flip a coin, P-naught is 0.50. The bottom part of the fraction is the standard error. This calculates the expected variation in our data if the null hypothesis were true. Notice that we use P-naught in this calculation, not P-hat, because we assume the null hypothesis is true when calculating the z-score. Before we calculate anything, we must ensure our data is valid. We need three things. First, randomization. The data must come from a random sample. Second, independence. And third, the success-failure condition. We need to expect at least 10 successes and 10 failures to ensure our sample size is large enough for the normal model to apply. This is what we are doing visually. We are placing our null hypothesis, P-naught, at the center of a normal bell curve. The z-score tells us how many standard deviations away our sample falls. If our sample falls far out in the tails, in the critical region shown in red, it is considered statistically significant. Let us try a real example. Imagine a company claims 50% of its customers are satisfied. We survey 100 customers and find that 60 of them are satisfied. Is the company's claim of 50% accurate, or is the true satisfaction actually higher? Here, P-naught is 0.5, N is 100, and P-hat is 0.6. Now we plug these numbers into the formula. First, the difference. 0.6 minus 0.5 is 0.1. Next, the standard error comes out to 0.05. Finally, we divide 0.1 by 0.05, which gives us a z-score of exactly 2.00. Finally, we interpret the result. Our calculated z-score is 2.00. Using a standard 95% confidence level, the critical value is 1.96. Since 2 is greater than 1.96, our result falls in the rejection region. This means we have enough evidence to reject the null hypothesis and conclude that the customer satisfaction rate is likely different from 50%.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.